Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My host, your host, our host, Melitza Guerrero,
That's
IFPP
me.
Wellness Pro.
What's going on, Glenn? Oh,
You,
my hair.
a lot of, I
My
like it. What's
hair.
wrong with it?
I don't know. My forehead looks big.
So it looks fine. Trust me. I'm on the other end looking at you, so I'm telling you. Lots to talk about. Lots
Oh
going
my
on.
God. So
And
much.
the season has ended. It's 2024, but everything's winding back up with the Nationals in Texas. How was that?
That was interesting,
Hmm
I think. What do you think?
I mean, it's always good to see the up and comers.
Yeah.
And so, I was excited to see it. Local fan or local great, Mina,
hmm
was in
She
the
looked really
Nationals.
good.
Yeah, I thought so. But
She looked
again,
really good.
I look through the lens of a photographer, not a judge.
Well,
But
I'm
yeah.
looking at it as an athlete, and
hmm
I think she looked really good. I think that she should have placed a little bit higher, in
mm.
my personal opinion.
Did you think it was a stacked class? Everything's bigger in Texas, but I mean, Nationals is Nationals.
Yeah, nationals are always big, no matter if it's in Texas, like no matter where you're going for nationals, nationals is always stacked. It's pretty much the best of the best with NPC. That's
Yeah.
where you're gonna find the best of the NPC competitors is at the nationals. So it's always stacked. I do know that some people are like a little like in the middle. I think that the overall wellness winner looked good. I think she looked really good. I
Uh-huh.
know some people are saying that she looked a little too figure-ish.
Mm,
Like too much symmetry going on. She was too
right.
symmetrical. A lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying that she could have easily just put on a different bikini and jumped into figure and did as well as wellness. Um, but I mean, there was a lot of talent there. There
Mhm.
was a lot of talent there, and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see those girls try again next year. And I know a lot of them are going to get their pro cards and probably just jump right into the shows, which that's always exciting because you're already in condition and you just got your pro card. So
Did you see the overall winner as maybe a tweener and just hasn't grown into the division yet? I mean, these are not yet pros. They're on the precipice of being pros. But I
right.
mean, you can't look at them like, oh, this is IFBB pro on the way to an Olympia because they're just not there yet. That's why they're the
No,
national.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, I don't know. As with every show, no one really knows
Mm-hmm.
what the judges are judging and what they're looking for. And, of course, we're only seeing pictures, so we
Right.
don't really know. Both you and I know that what's on stage is not the same as what's in
No,
pictures.
it's not.
So we don't really know what everything looked like on stage. But congrats to her. I think she looked really, really good. And, we'll see next year. We'll see
Yeah.
next year.
Now, you think this winner is one that should take a year off or jump into a pro show this coming year?
Well, I don't think anyone actually deserves a whole year off, to be
Mm,
honest.
really?
Um, it doesn't, I mean, unless you're a complete amateur. But once
Mm-hmm.
you're already stepping into getting your pro card, like, why do you need a whole year off? Like, are you that small that you need coming into a pro show? I don't think anyone needs a whole year off. Maybe a good 3, 4 months of growing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because remember, even just the slightest muscle growth on stage looks so big.
Right.
So, I mean, you saw me in person, not on stage, and you see how small I look in person, but then you see
Yeah.
how big I look on stage. So, just the slightest bit of muscle growth, which can be accomplished within a few weeks, you don't need a whole year for a little bit of muscle growth.
And the girls that didn't make it, they will get next year what Tennessee and then in Charleston.
hmm
So still have a chance to turn pro. Plenty of
Yeah,
opportunity to turn pro in
yeah,
2025.
yeah.
And would you say that's true? What you said about you don't need a whole year off. Speaking, totally with the wellness division, but I guess you could argue the point of women's bodybuilding. Yeah, you probably need that year to grow.
Right, right. Or if let's say if you're going from one division to another division, then you might need a whole year off to get that density that the other division needs, you know. But if you're staying within your division and you're winning there, you don't need a whole year off, you know, to put on 2 pounds of muscle, you know.
Right. And that's a great segue into the number of shows. The shows are starting to pop out, NPC and the pro shows. And there's a lot of shows out there specifically for wellness and bikini.
Yeah.
But they're stacked. Now, the Texas Pro is going to have women's bodybuilding. But when you look at the beginning of the year, you got Charlotte Pro, Triple O Dynasty. And then when you're talking just wellness, Charlotte Pro, New York Pro, Pittsburgh Pro. And then there's like maybe, I want to say a couple of months, and then you hit June and July, and it's wide open.
No, wellness shows don't stop.
Yeah, they don't.
No, they're every week you pretty much are having pretty much any time there's a pro show, you're having a wellness pro
Yeah.
in there too. So their shows like 2-3 times a month once the season starts in March. So yeah, like there are plenty of opportunities for wellness athletes throughout the season.
I was just peeking, at what was posted out there. Well, I forgot all about the Arnold's Classic. That's really going to hit it off. Then you go Detroit Pro.
Yeah, the Samson Pro.
Cup. Yeah, Tampa Pro. Tampa and Texas Pro are literally weeks apart. Well, you got Chicago Pro July 17th through 19th. And then the Tampa Pro is 31 July, 2 August. And the Texas Pro in August 8th and 9th. So I'm like, and then you start sneaking up closer to the qualifications are getting few and far between for the Olympia.
Yeah.
And if you haven't qualified by then, do you continue on? I mean, but I think there's great spacing between all of the shows from the Charlotte Pro Arnold's all the way out to August. So even in September. So, I mean, plenty of opportunities if you're a wellness competitor to get qualified for the O.
I agree. Yep.
But every class, as they say, is going to be stacked because those dollars are coming in. You guys are getting prize money. Speaking of which,
everyone wants to be wellness.
Yeah, but everybody can't be wellness. We know that. They think they can. They think they can. And speaking of which, so many people outside looking in, and some with even in sport, just see wellness is so much more than a big butt and a smile.
Yeah, and
what
I think
exactly
people are
is the criteria
starting.
for it?
I think people are starting to realize that, especially the amateur competitors that want to be wellness. They're realizing it's more than just that. And even just the competitors themselves. When the judge comes up to you and they're like, "Downsize your ass," and you're like, "Okay, so I guess it's not just who has the biggest fucking ass."
Yeah, but the ass has to be conditioned. I mean,
well, yeah, in order to be conditioned, that means it has to be muscle,
Yeah. But what is the criteria of wellness for those that don't know or ask?
The criteria of wellness is to not have symmetry. Bigger bottom, short, smaller upper body. That's literally basically it. Obviously, you're in bodybuilding, so it has to be muscle. And it's not bigger bottom, and then you're walking up there with fat. It's bigger bottom, smaller top. That's literally it.
And turning to you, you've already announced that you're doing the Charlotte Pro.
Charlotte Pro.
And given the list of shows, you did 4 last year.
Yeah.
How many you think you will do this year? Whether you qualify early or not, do you have yourself on a pitch count? And I know I asked you this before, but this will be your first season, off season, with your new coach. And so big things popping. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can do as many shows as I can do. I could do 10 shows in a year if I'm freaking dieting for 10 months.
Right. And
It
as
just
often as the
depends.
shows are, yeah.
Yeah, it just depends. Am I able to make it to the show? But
Yeah.
if I can make it, then I can do it.
Well, here's the thing. Um, Winning prize or first prize Wolfpack, who's y'all's title sponsor of Wellness Division, 4K. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think you can make it on that.
Hmm.
And you're not
Still,
just now just,
still think it should be a lot more. Just saying,
hey,
but
well,
it's
you
a
just started
start.
getting this last year, but yeah, I see it. You know, you definitely, it's going to keep growing and the money's going to keep coming.
Yeah.
Now, and since you opened the door, will it be 50K, like in the case of bikini coming up in the Pittsburgh Pro?
But when you say that, is it a 50K prize money or is it 50K total? Because
I think it's
Wolfpack,
50.
you can sit there and say it's, I think it's 80K, but it's
Mhm.
80K total. It's not just
Right.
80K.
And I believe that's the case for bikini, but I have to go back
Yeah.
and look at Tyler
Which
Manion's
in that
video.
case, it's just
Yeah.
literally they're just gonna get what, $1,000 more first
Yeah.
place or $2,000 more first place. So I don't know why anyone is making a big deal out of that.
Yeah.
Which honestly,
Mhm.
I can tell you this. I haven't heard any single athlete in any division complain about that. The only
Right.
ones that I hear complaining about it are people that are not athletes and people who have never stepped a day in the gym.
Right.
And those are the ones that, like, why are you even complaining? You haven't even paid $30 to go see a bodybuilding show and you're complaining because you're giving $1,000 more to bikini athletes who have been there. Bikini has been there pretty much since the beginning
Right.
of the federation. And they have been, in my opinion, I've never done bikini, but I've always looked at them and I'm like, damn, these girls deserve way more. Like, you're getting first place and walking off with $700. And people have the nerve to sit there and be mad that they're going to give them more money. Like, come on. They
Yeah.
deserve it. They deserve it.
And I agree. Um, you've done your time. You deserve to be paid.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and now
Especially,
you just
a lot of these people, sorry to cut you off. A lot of
no,
these
all
people
right.
don't realize that to be a professional athlete, it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't have the privilege to make that a full-time job because we don't get paid what we're deserved. So we have to have the full-time job of an athlete, but then also have a regular person full-time job,
Right.
which it shouldn't be that way because most professional athletes are just that, professional athletes.
When you look at the spin of it, it started with women's bodybuilding needs to get more money. But my thought with that is the conversation is now being had, and you're seeing the money to start to tick up um, with women's bodybuilding. Maybe not as quickly as wellness,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could say wellness hasn't ticked up as quickly as bikini, but the conversation is being had, and so I think people are hearing it. And they're trying to
Yeah.
find those corporate sponsors that want to sponsor that one division, and we'll put the money up. So that's a good thing. As long as
Mm-hmm.
communication continues to take place, it'll get better. I think it has gotten better from
Yeah.
when you go from 2023 to 2024 across all divisions. So
Yeah. I
just my
agree.
thought.
I agree.
And Tyler Mannion it seems like he's breaking news every other day. And he
Breaking
broke.
news. Yes.
Yeah,
Fit model division.
yeah. Talk to me. Give me your feelings on that.
I like it.
Mhm.
I like it. There's a lot of people that, like, they don't know what division they will fit in, but they want to start being on stage. And I
Mhm.
think for girls, I think, like, that's perfect. Like, you get on stage, you're putting on muscle, you're seeing what you're starting to look like, and then you can decide, do I want to stay here? I probably can bet that like 8 out of 10 will end up moving out of it, but it's a good place to start, because now even just the amateur bikinis, like, they're very shredded. It's not like it was like even 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And I think that's what they're trying to bring back to the stage is a division where absolute newbies in women's bodybuilding can get on stage because it's very intimidating still because the
Yes.
majority of the people even doing amateur shows, unless you're doing absolute novice, some of them have already are seasoned athletes and already have different type of density in their muscles. So, this division is not looking for that bikini look. It's not looking for extreme conditioning. I think it's amazing too for a lot of natural athletes that are capable of getting conditioned in a natural way where you don't have all those cuts. You don't have the tie-ins showing, you don't have so many of your delts capped, So I like it. I think it's a good gateway to start bodybuilding for females.
And I gotta say, I was probably skeptical at first when I heard the announcement, and it's like, okay, another women's division. But then you start delving into it, and some of the specific points he talked about the history behind bikini and the old look bikini, much
Hmm.
like women's physique and women's physique now, when there was no
Exactly.
striated glutes, for example.
Right.
And he put up pictures. I liked it. Um, they will only be an NPC in 2025, and you won't see him in the IFBB to 2026.
Well,
Other
you can't have IFBB because it's a
right,
new
it's an
division.
entry level, yeah. So it's going to be a year by default. But the takeaway I also saw is like, just like you said, competitors that's just starting out, they've never done a show, they're going to figure out real quick whether they want to do this or not, because
Yeah.
some may move on, but I think you're going to see a lot of them like, yeah, this is not for me. This is not what I thought it was.
Right.
And no
And
harm, no foul.
one thing that I did find interesting that Tyler said was that if you do this division, if you sign up to do this division, you cannot
Mhm.
cross over.
Right.
So you know how in NPC a lot of people are able to cross over because they just kind of don't know where they're fitting yet. So
Yeah.
they want to see, where do I fit best? Let me do wellness, let me do bikini, let me even freaking go for figure, see where I fit
Hmm.
best. If you sign up to do this division, you cannot cross over to bikini, you cannot cross over to wellness. You have to strictly stay in this division,
Right.
which
Other
makes sense
takeaways.
because you're going to do horrible in the other divisions if you cross over, because they want
Yeah.
no conditioning, like no extreme conditioning in this
Right.
division. And the other divisions already known for that extreme conditioning look, even the bikinis now, you
Mhm.
know. So
And the
it's
posing is
interesting.
going to be different.
It's going to be
The
the
back
old school
pose will be
bikini.
simple. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
going to be
back pose will
everything.
be
Everything
simple.
is pretty much, when you told me to describe it, I'm like, it's literally just everything old
Yeah.
school bikini. Old school bikini down to the bikini that you're wearing, old
Right.
school bikini down to the poses, old school bikini down to the conditioning. Everything is going to be old school bikini.
Mhm. No beaded suits,
Mm-mm.
just a solid color suit, um, much like people's initial posing suit, and you
Yeah,
can go get on stage in it.
yeah,
Um, from a coach's standpoint, does this open up the market? Like, okay, for recruitment, because I look at it as a gateway division to come into bodybuilding. Well, like I said, women are going to figure out whether they want to do this or not. Um, and lastly, you got a lot of people that did natural a couple of weeks ago. The Ben Weeder Naturals, that might be a perfect fit for this.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I think a lot of coaches are going to get
Mhm.
a lot of clients. Um, I definitely think it's going to be interesting. And I'm curious to see
Mhm.
what this division is going to look like 5 to 7 years from now. Because remember, like I said, bikini didn't look anything like it does now
No.
7 years ago. So is this just going to end up
Hmm.
kind of going towards like the bikini route, or are they going to be very strict with it and like stop it in its trails once it starts veering that direction?
Right.
We'll see.
And I think they should. But then when you look back at the history of it, you had women's bodybuilding, and they thought women's bodybuilding was going too far. Then here comes the women's physique division. Now you got bikini, which you think, well, might be going too far. And now here comes the flex model or the fit model. The fit
Fit
model.
model, yeah.
Want to get that right. So, I mean, too many women on stage, show too long. I'm a photographer. I could care less, cause I love to shoot them all. So the people that's complaining about it, well, you can buy segments to the show that you want to go to. If you want to go see the women's bodybuilding, hey, you go there on Friday. You want to see
Exactly.
just wellness, see you on Saturday. And if you want to see bikini fitness, just buy your ticket for that particular division. You ain't got to sit
Exactly.
there all the time, you know. Come see what you want. If you want to come just see the men, okay, there you go. So something for everyone, something for every customer or fan, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
of the sport. So it's a good thing. So now you have 7 women's divisions. And I don't think it's going to spiral out of control. Like I said, the first year is only NPC by default. So let's just
Yeah.
wait and see. Wait and see how it goes, because now the Charlotte Pro, right, which is also the
Oh wow,
Charlotte
they're
Cup.
gonna have it. I think it's gonna
It's the Charlotte
debut
Cup,
at the
yeah.
Charlotte Pro.
The Charlotte Pro and the Charlotte
We're
Cup.
gonna be the first ones to witness
There you
this.
go. Well, and it's not going well by default. Is it at the Arnold's, because it is Arnold's amateur? But that's
I
too
don't think
hot.
so.
But I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't think
yeah,
so.
you're going to see it at the Charlotte Pro. At least I would think so. I mean, because
I
that's the
think so
one
too,
part I
because
didn't see.
he's already saying that it's gonna be for 2025. So
Yeah, but when do they bring it in? Do they bring it in the early shows, or do they wait June, July time frame to allow a 8-10 week prep? I don't know. I mean, how long would a prep for this division be?
you can't gauge a prep for by division. It's all
Mhm.
personal, depending on the person's starting point.
But is it a guesstimation or a theory to think that this prep for this division is not going to be a long one?
No, you can't say
I'm
that.
off. Yeah.
You can't say that. Everyone's starting point is different. If you're 20 pounds, off your stage weight, then you're gonna have a shorter prep than someone that's 40 pounds off of stage
Mhm.
weight. So you can't gauge by division, like how long is a prep.
How would you market this? Give me your perspective as a female athlete. What athlete is this perfect for? What division is this perfect for initially?
What division? The fit
Yeah.
model division.
Yeah, it's the fit model division, but what female would fit in this division that you see?
He just said it. He just said it. Someone
Yeah, but
who's
there's all
bad.
kinds of body types: mesomorph, endomorph, ectomorph.
You
There's a
can't
lot of
go
girls
by
out there
that.
that say, "Oh, this is for me."
But no,
You
you
see the
can't.
old
You
school
can't. You
bikini.
can't go by body type. You can't, like, it's bodybuilding. That's why it's called bodybuilding. Your body
But
type doesn't matter. You are gonna build it to look the way that the judges are telling you.
yeah, right, got it. But I don't want to see the girl that's at the bike and car wash run up on stage like, "Oh, look, I'm a flex, I'm a fit model."
Well, unfortunately, that's what happens at NPC shows. It's not IFBB shows. Like, that's what you see at NPC shows
Yeah,
in
it
all
is what it
divisions.
is.
Whether it's
Um,
bodybuilding, wellness, bikini, or fit model, now you have those girls in NPC and guys. Like, that's what you see. So you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. That's why. Love the NPC. I started there, but I hate sitting through those shows.
ah, yeah, it is. Yeah, you'll see some things. But hey, if I'm the person marketing it, I think you can market it towards those that have never been on stage, those that want to see a starting point, and that want to see if they think they got what it takes to compete. And
Mhm.
so that's a good thing.
Or you can just, period. A lot of girls that sit there and they're just like, oh, I love it, but I don't want to look like that. Well, then that's the division for you, because
There
you don't
you
have to
go.
get that big and you don't have to get that condition, and you can
Great point.
still be in the bodybuilding routine. You still can follow that strict diet, that strict routine. You still have a goal that you need to look a certain way, but you don't want to be so conditioned and you don't want to be so big. That's your division.
Excellent point.
And you can become a pro there and stay right there,
Let's stay
you
right
know?
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great point. You have convinced me. What's,
You're
what's
gonna
that
be
didn't
on the
take it?
fit model division.
That did not take a lot for me because hey, I'm looking
And
at
no, and I
the
think it's
lens
gonna
of a
be
photographer.
good for like for photographers too, because they
Yeah.
have more of like that
Mm-hmm.
next door girl kind of like,
Yep.
like the Calvin Klein, Abercrombie and Fitch kind of look.
Yep.
So you'll get a whole different like look with
And you
photography.
mentioned the walk. How that's going to be catered more maybe towards fashion, uh, but still bikini. I mean, bikini is the one division, the genre, if you will, that crosses over everything because everybody's trying to sell a bikini. So when you think about the suit makers, hey, it's good for them, right?
Ooh, hold on. Another breaking news. This one is coming from my girl Maria, the suit maker. The suits
Mm-hmm.
are gonna have a new criteria for
Yes,
the women. They do not want to see any more V cuts in the front
really. This is for
of
the
the
fit model division.
no, for all female divisions. For wellness, for
Wow.
bikini, they don't want to see any more of that shit. Sandy specifically went up to Maria and was talking to her about it. Maria made a post
Mm-hmm.
today actually about what Sandy told her about the bikinis. And she even went as far to say that she really believes that if girls are going on stage with that cut of bikini and it's showing way too much, they're going to start disqualifying.
They should. They should.
Yep. So no more
And
V cuts.
yeah, because it's showing too much in the front and dipping down below the navel. I mean if that was if your navel was the equator, well, the equator's been dropping and dropping. What about the cut in the back? Because some, are
So
getting too high, and you especially see it with bikini and wellness because y'all fill it out. So I
the
mean,
cut in the back, it's just the cut in the back. I'm a little with. I feel like the cut in the back really just depends on the suit maker and what you look like,
yeah,
because the cut in the back, and so the V thing that is for all around NPC and IFBB.
right.
The cut
In
in the
every
back,
division.
right? The
Mhm.
cut. Well, I don't really think so much like female bodybuilding and physique. I don't think them, but like bikini and wellness, and now then fit model. um, the cut in the back looks different depending on how much muscle mass you're holding. And I think that the issue there is that sometimes when you don't have a lot of muscle mass in the back, then the I don't know how to say this. The I'm just gonna do like Maria did in
Just
her
say it.
video. What is covering the back is showing because you don't have
Woo.
enough density back there to kind of,
Yeah,
So I think that as far as that goes, that is something that the suit maker has to look at and be like, all right, I need to put a little bit more fabric there because you
right.
don't have as big of glutes to cover
Hmm.
that right there. You know what I mean? But yeah, the front definitely they don't want any more of that because and I am so sick and tired of them going backstage yelling at people to pull their damn suits up. Like I am sick and tired of it. But then it's like we can't help it. Like
Hey,
sometimes,
depending
like
on
you're on
well,
stage, yeah, like you're on stage and it's like, damn, do I really want to move right now to
yeah,
like
yeah.
adjust myself?
So that adjusted the wrong way. You'd be like, ooh, what,
Yeah, exactly. Like you might, because you literally are just playing with little tiny pieces of fabric. So, like you said, you adjusted the wrong way on stage.
yeah.
It's
So if
even
you look
worse.
from the walk and then the back pose, yeah, yeah, I can see it. But now suit makers are going to really have to pay close attention. Um, and when you think about it, there are a lot of people out there who are already having their suit being made for the shows that's coming up in
They're gonna
2025,
have
right?
to, yeah, they're
And
gonna have
they're
to.
going to have to say, you too. You
Well,
because the
no,
suit,
not me. I don't get V. I don't get a V. Maria has never beat it. Maria
yeah.
doesn't like the V's.
Well, your suit in Atlanta, hey, I love that one. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Did I show you the one for Charlotte?
No,
Oh,
are you gonna show it
I
now? You got it?
I don't have it with me, but
Okay.
I know what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna show you.
Send me the pictures later. Next time we do Wellness Wednesday, you have it. You can premiere it.
No.
Dude, we're trying to produce a show. You're the host of Wellness Wednesday. You got
I'm
to
not
show us the goods.
I'm not premiering my bikini. No, my bikini's getting premiered in the Charlotte Pro.
Okay, well, they better buy a ticket. And speaking
Yes.
of which, Eventbrite just posted yesterday. Johnny Stewart tickets are now on sale. You can go to the site Eventbrite and get your tickets for the Charlotte Pro / Charlotte Cup. So,
Oh shit, really? It's already up there?
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to get mine. So because if you want great seats, you got to get them early.
Oh yeah.
And I always looked at it as an affordable show. I mean, I didn't think the tickets were overpriced. So, and then it's close because it's 2-hour ride for me, and you're in Charlotte, so hey.
I'm not in Charlotte. I'm 15 minutes out of Charlotte.
Jesus, really?
It's
still Charlotte.
No, I don't live in Charlotte.
When your mail gets delivered, it's Charlotte.
No, it's not. It goes to the post office right down the block.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So, new pro show, Dominican Republic next year, September.
Yeah. Dominican Republic.
I want to do it.
Yeah, I ain't got a passport.
That's my land. I do.
Oh,
I gotta find out where it's at because that'll be an easy show for me. I can just stay with my family.
Hopefully, there will be more shows coming out. Different areas. I mean, there was additions, like I say, Texas Pro was adding women's bodybuilding, which is great. That's one of the things I wanted. I've never been to Texas, so now here's a reason to go do the Texas Pro.
When is that
right
one?
there against Tampa and in Atlanta. And then there's Chicago too. So the Chicago, Tampa, Atlanta, and Texas are right on top of each other.
I wouldn't do Chicago, but I would do Tampa, Atlanta, and Texas. I'll do those.
You stay in South?
Yes, I am not going to windy ass Chicago. No, thank you. You know how I feel about the cold.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be warm by then. It'll be hot.
It's still windy.
It's not windy on stage. You're not doing the show outside. Although that's an idea, do a show outside in the stadium with the big screen.
That'll be
Jumbotron. Hot. I can see that. Then everybody can see you do that pose, do the back pose on the Jumbotron.
Oh my God, that's awesome to do a show at the
at a stadium. The time to have done it would have been COVID. Perfect. Everybody's outside, they're separated. You got the Jumbotron, but what do I know? Who knows? But you can always do it in a dome. You can do like Texas Stadium and just close the dome, and then you got that's an idea too.
Yeah, they always just do it in the freaking hotels.
Yeah, I don't want to put too much out there. Everybody be stealing my ideas.
They got to pay for those.
But it still would be exciting for it to take on the atmosphere of.
It would be exciting if they put a show on like they do in China.
In China,
those places over there. Is it China, Taiwan, Japan, whatever? Those places over there.
Overseas does it.
Oh my God, their shows are freaking great. Like you're like a superstar. Mm-hmm. You are literally like a superstar in those shows. And over here, you're just like, get to the hotel and come downstairs. And that's it.
Hey, but you know what? I just thought of something. You know who would be great for the fit model division?
Oh.
NFL cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, Panthers. I mean, they're definitely fit, right? I think they would meet the criteria for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely like the type of look.
So there you go. Go out and get the get the Carolina Panthers cheerleaders. Hey, come do the Charlotte Cup and show up on stage.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
They're gonna be like, no, thank you. We have rehearsals. We rehearse for 5 hours a day. I do not have time to be going up.
That would be somebody I would recruit for sure.
I mean, I'm not gonna go recruit anybody. Like, hey, come do this show. If you want to do it, that's different. But no, that takes a lot. That takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
On both ends, being a cheerleader and being a bodybuilder.
Yeah. That's like the Olympia gymnast being recruited for the fitness division.
Yeah,
It could work.
it could work, but they're gonna be like, I'm
Simone
not trying
Biles.
for
Hey,
that.
Simone Biles. Hey, Simone Biles will have to buck up for the posing part, but she got the gym part down, or the dance routine down for the fitness division. But anyway, it is what it is. Got to talk about the Arnolds.
Let's
Do
do
it.
it.
Let it go. The Arnolds. The list of competitors at the Arnolds
Is out.
all previous Olympians, correct? The wellness division.
Let me see. I am pulling up Johnny Styles.
Johnny Styles. I love Johnny Styles.
Yeah,
Cassandra Gillis is on there.
Yes, Cassandra's on there. Lily's on there. Issa's on there. We all know I love Issa.
Yeah. I do too.
Eduarda's on there. My coach is her coach.
Yep. There you go.
Let me see anyone else that I'm excited to see. I think the main ones that I'm excited to see would be Isa, Eduarda, and Lily. Oh, and what's her name? Lisa. She's the one that won the Tampa Pro.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing that one too. She looks really good too. I'm excited to see them. Those four.
Yeah.
Are my
Well, it's a premiere show at the Arnolds. It's not the Olympia, but it is the Arnolds, and so that's one of those top tier shows that speaks for themselves. And I think you can say that when you talk about bikini and wellness, you definitely talk about the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York as well. So I mean, those prestige shows, the Atlanta, the Tampa, the Chicago.
You coming to New York Pro this time? Look, I look like a cat coming out from the side.
Now the New York Pro, what date is that?
You have it written down. I didn't write May 17th. Let me write it down because I don't even have these dates written down. I need to write down my dates.
May 17th.
May 7th. Oh, last year was the May 18th. Okay.
Yeah. And the Charlotte Pro / Cup is 12 April.
12 April.
So, and then of course the Pittsburgh Pro is 10-11 May 10th and 11th, and then the New York Pro May 17th. And not to give anything away, but you know, that's like the triple crown up front. Is Melitza Guerrero going to do the Charlotte, the New York, and the Pittsburgh, or the Charlotte, Pittsburgh, New York?
I'm doing all of them.
Okay, well, dang, we got to get some money.
If we can do it, then we're gonna do it.
Well, my biggest issue as far as getting there is that's right at the end as a high school teacher, graduation and finals. And it's like, You know, I put in my my notice to go to the Arnolds, and it's like eyebrows were raised like, you know, so hopefully it's gonna get approved. But I've told everybody I'm coming.
Do you need me to get you a doctor's note?
I gotta get a doctor's note or something. But and it's so
honestly, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm gonna be sick on these days. Here's my doctor's note.
But honestly, a lot of great shows up front. And when you look at like I said, May, June, July,
I am so excited.
That's a gauntlet. That's 90 days, 90 premium days of shows. May, June, July, or 120 days, August. And it's like, yeah.
I'm
and
excited.
You throw in Charlotte, what kicks it off, and then of course you got the Triple O Dynasty. And most of your shows that you selected have been East Coast and down south. Do you see yourself going further south like Miami, or going to the West Coast like Arizona, California, or no? And the reason I ask, everybody talks about judging in the North versus judging in the South versus judging in the East versus judging in the West. And, you know, all these people that won these shows and, you know, made a big impact, and then they get to the Olympia and it's just like, Nope, you're not it. Why do you think that is?
Um, I think
And
now
how you do a
I've
show
never made
early,
it to the Olympia, but this is just from like my
but you will.
perspective, right?
Yeah.
And based on like what I see from like the top five and like even like top eight maybe and like who their coaches are and the rest of their athletes, like what they look like. I think the biggest difference between let's say maybe like top seven
Hmm.
and then the other girls would probably be just the way they look, like
Hmm.
the general look. If you look at the top five, six, seven, they still all look, and I don't care who this is going to offend, they
Hmm.
still all look very feminine. Once you start going a little bit further out, I think too many girls are trying to get too big, too
Hmm.
quick. Um, and I think that too many girls are falling into the huge legs for wellness. And I
Hmm.
don't think that they're remembering that that's not necessarily what it is. It's just bigger on the bottom than the
Right.
top. So let's say, for example, when a judge tells you, I want you to grow your legs a little bit more so that it can match your glutes a little bit more, because let's say you have really big glutes. When a judge tells you that, I feel like a lot of girls listen to that and maybe even their coaches, whoever, and
Hmm.
they bring them to the extreme. And it's like, remember, like I told you, when you're on stage, a little bit shows a lot.
Right.
So there's no need, especially like I keep saying, once you are a pro, once you are a pro, that means you already have really good muscle density. So there's no need to then take 6 months off, 7 months
Hmm.
off, go
Hmm.
on all this freaking gear, go on all this freaking growth. And I mean, yeah, you look good, you look amazing, your body looks fucking sick, but now you're not really wellness anymore because now
Right.
you lost that feminine aspect of what makes wellness. And I
And you
think
start to
that's
look
the
like a
biggest
cartoon
difference.
character. Yeah.
Right. That I think that's the biggest difference. And of course, it's like what people say, the judges can only judge what's in front of them. So when that's what's in front of them and that's the best that's there, they're going to get first place. But then when the other women that are fitting the criteria to the T and still
Hmm.
look very feminine, which is probably one of the biggest things of the criteria, once
Hmm.
those women are now next to the others, those are the ones that are placing better. So I think that's like the biggest difference. And what I'm seeing now, there were some athletes that did the Olympia last year and placed better than this year. And then you look at their pictures and they were smaller last year,
Right.
but they fit the criteria and they still look very feminine. And that's why they did better last year,
Mm.
you know?
Here's something to close out Wellness Wednesday. And it's something I always wanted to ask you. And it's really across every division. I've heard other competitors say it. Is it important to get in front of certain judges? Is it important to get in front of an Olympia judge? And most of all, I always hear, "Hey, I got to get in front of Sandy Williams. I got to get in front of Sandy," because it sort of sets the tone. How important is that, or does that mean anything at all? Because a judge is a judge. Whether you're in front of an Olympia judge or whether you're in front of, um, I mean, does it matter? What is your opinion on that?
I think it does.
Mm-hmm.
Um, once you're a pro, I think that once you're an amateur, you take your feedback from whoever,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I think once you are a pro, um, and let's take this back to Atlanta and Tampa with my feedback
Yeah.
from Atlanta,
Yeah.
which didn't necessarily come from the head judge.
Right.
Um, and I took that feedback into my next show,
Mm-hmm.
and the head judge there, which was Tyler,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really happy
Yeah.
with
Well,
that look. And
Let's just revisit it.
I remember him telling me that he preferred my Atlanta look.
Yeah.
So
And in
obviously,
Atlanta,
and he is an Olympia judge.
right.
And this other person doesn't judge the Olympia. So I'm more inclined, let's say if at that moment Tyler would have been there
Mm-hmm.
and I would have gotten feedback from both of them, and
Mm-hmm.
he would have said that to me, and then Tyler would have said, "Come exactly like that to your
Right.
next show," I would have listened to Tyler because
Right.
I know that he is the Olympia judge, So I
And
would
so
have
that
listened to
everybody
him.
understands, in Atlanta, the judge thought you were too shredded, too conditioned.
Yeah.
And in Tampa, they thought you were not conditioned enough.
They wanted me to look like Atlanta.
Yeah. And I love all your looks regardless, in season, off season. But yeah, that Atlanta look, yeah. So
It's
the
it's
thing
gonna
of,
be
hey,
better. It's gonna be better.
shredded, yep,
Charlotte is gonna be better. I am so excited. I have never started prep at such a good point.
yeah,
Like I have never been this lean while still having so much density on me and starting point. Having that as my starting point. So I'm
for
excited.
sure. Wellness Wednesday with Melitza Guerrero. And speaking of which, go to amazonsfitmag.com, click on the link, click on issues, and order your copy of Melitza Guerrero, and that is the Atlanta look that's on the cover. I can't even talk because I'm stumbling. And I took the photo. And that's the July issue of Amazon's Fitness Magazine on sale now. Go out there and get it, and you can
Yes.
have
Yes.
it. And if you bring it to Charlotte, Melitza will
I
personally
will
sign
sign
it. Okay.
it.
There you go. There you have it.
I will sign it. Or if you guys have me on Instagram, you can send me a message. Just don't start it off with like, hey, because then I'm not opening it. Let me know right in the message. Get right to the point. I want a magazine so I can open it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, not opening it.
And why is it bad to start the message to you? Hey, what do you want people to say when they DM you?
No, because like that little thing, like, hey, it's like, all right, then I'm like, hey, what do you want? What do you want? And then it's like, oh, well, how are you doing? I'm fine. What do you want? Oh, do you have a man? See, so that's why it's like, no, just get to the
Yeah,
point and let me know
yeah.
what you want. And that's it.
There you
We're not
go.
having a conversation.
Buy my merch and move on.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for coming on. When you are this is your show. We're gonna keep building it in the world. I'm just gonna sit back and you bring your guest on, and I'll just produce it.
We are gonna have guests starting next year for 2025.
Okay.
For 2025, we're gonna have more guests. It's just it's just hard because it's Wellness Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we have to film like on another day though because a lot of competitors are like in the gym at the time that we film, and then we
Right.
have work during the day, both you and I.
Yeah.
So it's like the scheduling is, we would have to kind of do it on the weekend where like most competitors have free time, especially once competition season
Yeah.
enters.
Yeah. And you're in prep now, and so it's spinning
Yeah.
up quickly because
Next thing you know,
April's
I'm
not
gonna
that
blink
far
my
away.
eye. Oh my God, no, it's already January,
Yeah.
basically.
And the good thing about it, I like it, is that the Charlotte Pro is right the weekend before spring break, so that works very well for me. So
Yeah.
good stuff. Melitza, great show.
Glenn.
A lot of topics. I love it.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today because we hadn't been
Yeah.
on in a minute.
And it was just saying, oh, this is perfect. Even all the way up to the end, when the stuff about the type of suits and the changes in the suit across the
Yeah.
division. So,
So now everyone knows. Everyone knows everything.
yeah, you better have it right, or else if you already
Yeah,
better
yeah.
get with your suit designer. This is where now the suit makers become the hero. So,
Yeah.
or the goat, or the foe, not the goat, but I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Yup. It's all
And
up
you
to them
certainly
now.
got a great suit maker, so
Oh,
yeah.
I love her. She's the best. She's the best.
All right. Talk soon.
We'll talk to you guys in like 2 weeks because it's Christmas, then it's New
Yeah.
Year's, and then the following week. So 3 weeks, we'll come back
Yeah.
on.
Sometime around 10 to 15 January. That works.
That works for me.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Melitza Guerrero Wellness Wednesday. Make sure you tune in mid-month January as she's getting ready for the Charlotte Pro. So I'm very excited with everything that's coming on and going on with her. So and of course excited to do the upcoming photo shoots with Amazon's Fitness Magazine. So I'll be out there. We're going to do a lot of great things. Everyone's not going to be for you, but that doesn't mean that everybody's against you. But it does mean that everybody's watching. So give them a show. We'll see you next time.